The last thing I remember is my cousin handing me a drink at a wedding reception. Now, I'm staring at a marriage certificate with my signature on it, blood on sheets that weren't mine to stain, and a man they call the Silent Wolf asking me one question. Are you planning to run? I should say yes, but the bodies they found last week tried running too. Welcome back to Afro-Korean Stories, my beautiful and amazing Pride family. Your love and support mean everything, and I promise to keep giving you the best stories as I learn, grow, and improve every single day. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from and hit that subscribe button to officially join the Pride family. That is the best and only way to support us. And in return, we promise to bring you captivating, emotional, and addictive stories every single day. Now, let's dive into today's story. Pain. That's the first thing Nari feels when her eyes snap open. Not the kind of pain you get from a headache or a bruise. This is deeper. Invasive. Wrong. She gasps and her body jerks upward, but her muscles scream at her to stop moving. Everything hurts. Her thighs, her hips. Places inside her she can't even name. The ceiling above her is white marble with gold trim. She doesn't recognize it. Her heart starts pounding. She turns her head slowly and sees floor-to-ceiling windows showing a city skyline she's never woken up to. The bed beneath her is massive, draped in silk sheets that cost more than her rent. The room smells like expensive cologne and something else. Something metallic. Blood. Her breath catches. She throws the sheets off and sees it. Dark red stains on white fabric. Her hands shake as she touches her thighs and feels the dried evidence of something she can't remember happening. No. No, 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 no. Her voice cracks. She looks down at her left hand and freezes. A wedding ring, heavy, gold, engraved with symbols she doesn't understand. Her mind goes blank. She scrambles out of the bed too fast and her legs buckle. She crashes onto the floor, naked except for the ring she didn't put on herself. Across the room, she sees her clothes. No, not her clothes. A shredded hanbok. Traditional Korean wedding dress. Torn fabric scattered like evidence at a crime scene. She crawls toward it, hands trembling. What happened to me? The question comes out as a whisper because she's too scared to hear the answer out loud. Pieces start flashing in her mind. Fragments. Broken memories that don't connect. Her cousin Sena smiling at her. It's just one night, Nari. Easy money. You show up, pretend to be the bride for the ceremony, then leave. They don't even care who you are. Glasses clinking at a reception hall, Sena handing her a drink. Here, calm your nerves. The room spinning, laughter that sounded too far away. Someone guiding her down a hallway, no, carrying her, then nothing, black, until she woke up here, her stomach twists into knots. She tries to stand again, but her legs won't cooperate. She leans against the wall, breathing too fast, heart hammering against her ribs. That's when she hears footsteps. Heavy, slow, deliberate. The door opens. The man who walks in doesn't look like someone who apologizes for anything. He's tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a black suit that probably costs more than everything Nari owns. His face is sharp, cold, controlled. Dark eyes that scan the room and then land on her. She pulls a sheet around herself, but it doesn't stop her from shaking. "Who are you?" she manages to whisper. His expression doesn't change. Yoon Seojin. The name hits her like a punch. Yoon Seojin, the Silent Wolf. The man every low-level hustler in Seoul whispers about when they think no one's listening. The youngest Mafia boss to ever control 3 territories. The kind of man who doesn't make threats. He makes examples, and she just woke up in his bed. Why am I here? Her voice sounds small, weak. She hates it. He steps further into the room, holding something in his hand. Another ring. He sets it on the dresser beside her without touching her. "You're here because you're my wife." The words don't make sense. She shakes her head. That's not possible. I'm not. The elders witnessed the consummation. His voice is calm. Too calm. Like he's stating facts that can't be argued with. The marriage is binding. Her knees almost give out again. She looks at the bed, the blood, the ring on her finger, the torn dress. Everything was arranged, everything was planned, and she wasn't even awake for it. I didn't choose this, her voice cracks. I didn't choose you. For the first time, something flickers in his eyes. Not sympathy, something colder. And I didn't choose the wrong bride. The wrong bride. Her chest tightens. What does that mean? He crosses his arms. It means someone put you in this room on purpose. Someone made sure you ended up here instead of where you were supposed to be. And now the clans think this marriage was planned. If they find out it wasn't, they'll kill me. He doesn't deny it. Her hands curl into fists. So what now? You just keep me here? Pretend this is real? It is real. He nods toward the ring. That makes it real. The blood makes it real. The witnesses make it real. Your feelings don't change the facts. She wants to scream. She wants to cry. She wants to rip the ring off and throw it at him. But she can't move, because deep down she knows he's right. I want to leave. Her voice shakes. You walk out that door, you die before sunset. You're lying. I'm not. The certainty in his voice makes her skin go cold. She looks at him, really looks at him, and realizes he's not threatening her. He's warning her. This can't be real, she whispers. He steps toward the door, then pauses. The truth doesn't matter anymore, Nari. Only survival does. And then he's gone. She stands there, shaking, staring at the ring on her finger. The wrong room, the wrong man, the wrong life, and no way out. Sojin returns an hour later with food Nari can't eat and answers she doesn't want to hear. She's sitting on the edge of the bed, still wrapped in the sheet, still trying to piece together how her life fell apart in one night. He sets a tray on the table. You need to eat. I need to understand what happened. He sits across from her, elbows on his knees, and for the first time he looks tired. Someone guided you to this suite, the penthouse. It's reserved for the bride in arranged clan marriages. Security knew someone was coming. They didn't question it when you arrived. Arrived? I don't remember arriving anywhere. You were unconscious, carried in through the private entrance. By the time my guards realized something was wrong, the elders were already outside the door. Her stomach turns. Why were they outside the door? Because this marriage was supposed to happen. Just not with you. She grips the sheet tighter. Then who was supposed to be here? A woman named Mireille, daughter of the Beck clan. She was supposed to seal an alliance between my family and theirs, but she never showed. So they just used me instead? Seojin's jaw tightens. The clans were watching. Rival syndicates were waiting for any sign of weakness. If there was no bride, no consummation, no proof of alliance, bloodshed would have followed. My grandmother would have been humiliated. Wars have started over less. Nari's voice drops. So you decided for me. I kept you alive. You took away my choice. You didn't have a choice. His voice rises for the first time, then he stops himself, takes a breath. Without proof of consummation, they would have killed you to erase the mistake. I made a decision you never had the chance to make. And I'll live with that. But you're breathing because of it. She wants to hate him. She does hate him. But she also knows he's telling the truth. Her voice shakes. Who brought me here? Seojin hesitates. That pause tells her everything. Who? Your cousin, Sena. The room spins. She remembers Sena's smile, her encouragement, her promises that this gig was easy, safe, good money. No, Nari shakes her head. She wouldn't. She was paid, handsomely. You're lying. I wish I was. Nari's breath comes in short gasps. Memories flood back. Sena always needing money, always pushing Nari toward opportunities that sounded too good to be true, always insisting Nari deserved better than poverty. But this, she sold me. The words taste like poison. Yes. To you. To whoever would pay. I just happened to be the highest bidder without knowing it. Nari feels something break inside her. Not her heart. That's still intact. Something deeper. Her trust. Her belief that blood meant loyalty. Where is she now? Gone. The moment you were in this room, she disappeared. Nari stands, legs shaking but holding her weight this time. I want to find her. You will. But not today. Why not? Because today you need to survive what she put you in. He moves toward her and drapes a robe over her shoulders. She flinches, but he steps back immediately, hands raised. I'm not going to touch you, he says quietly. Not unless you ask me to. She pulls the robe tight around herself. The elders will want to see you soon, Seo-jin continues. They'll ask questions. They'll test you. You need to be ready. Ready for what? To prove you belong here. Or they'll remove you. Remove me, she repeats. You mean kill me. He doesn't answer. She looks at him, really looks at him, and sees something she didn't expect. Regret. Not for marrying her. For the situation that forced his hand. I didn't ask for this, she whispers. Neither did I. For a moment, they're just two people trapped in a nightmare neither of them chose. Then Seo-jin moves toward the door. Get dressed. My grandmother wants to meet you. And if I refuse? He looks back. Then you prove you're not strong enough to survive this world, and she'll have you removed by sunset. The door closes. Nari stands alone, staring at the robe, the ring, the life she never wanted. But she's done being a victim. If she has to walk into this nightmare, she'll walk in standing. The hallways of the Hanseong fortress feel like walking through a predator's lair. Every guard they pass bows to Seo-jin, then stares at Nari like she's an anomaly they don't know how to process. Whispers follow her steps. She catches fragments. That's her? The wrong bride. She doesn't look like much. She keeps her chin up, keeps walking, refuses to let them see her shake. Seo-jin leads her through a set of massive doors into a private dining hall. The room is traditional. Low tables, silk cushions, walls covered in calligraphy that probably cost more than Nari's entire apartment building. And sitting at the head of the table is the woman who built this empire, Lady Chung-suk. She's smaller than Nari expected. Older. Her hair is pulled back in a tight bun, her hanbok perfectly pressed, her posture rigid with decades of authority. But her eyes are sharp enough to cut. She doesn't stand when they enter, doesn't smile, doesn't acknowledge Nari's existence for a full 10 seconds. Then she speaks. Look at me. It's not a request. Nari lifts her eyes despite every instinct screaming at her to look down, to submit, to disappear. Chung-suk studies her like a jeweler examining a stone that might be glass or might be diamond. The silence stretches. Finally, the matriarch nods. She is not weak. Good. Weak brides do not survive alliances. Nari's hands curl into fists under the table. I'm not a bride. I didn't agree to this. And yet you wear the ring. Because I woke up with it. The room goes cold. Seo-jin shifts beside her, tense. The guards near the walls straighten. Even the air feels heavier. Chung-suk leans forward slightly. Do you understand where you are, child? A prison. A kingdom. My kingdom. Built on blood, alliances, and honor. You disrupt all three by being here. Then let me leave. If I let you leave, you die. If you stay, you endanger us. Do you see the problem? Nari's throat tightens. So what do you want from me? Chung-suk gestures toward Seo-jin. Tell her. He exhales slowly. Last night, You became part of an alliance that keeps 3 clans from going to war. The Baek clan was supposed to join us through marriage. When their daughter didn't show, you became the replacement. The consummation was witnessed. The marriage is sealed. If we undo it now, the Baeks will assume betrayal, Chung-suk finishes. Honor will demand blood, and the first head they take will be yours. Nari feels the walls closing in. So I'm trapped. You are protected, Chung-suk corrects. There is a difference. It doesn't feel different. Then learn to see it differently. Breakfast is brought in. Rice, soup, side dishes that look beautiful and taste like ash in Nari's mouth. She can't eat, can't think, can't process that her entire life has been rewritten in one night. Chung-suk eats slowly, deliberately, watching Nari the entire time. The elders will demand public confirmation of the marriage soon. The matriarch says, "You will stand beside my grandson. You will smile. You will play the role of the willing bride." I can't. You will. I won't lie for you. Chung-suk sets down her chopsticks. You already did. The moment you woke in his bed, you became part of this story. Denying it now only makes you look like a liar. Accepting it makes you look like a queen. Nari's breath catches. I don't want to be a queen. Most queens don't. They want to survive. And survival requires sacrifice. The old woman stands, moving around the table with surprising grace. She stops in front of Nari and tilts her chin up with one finger. In this world, child, you either learn to be feared, or you disappear. Nari's pulse races. Chung-suk releases her and turns to Seo-jin. She may stay, but train her quickly. The clans are watching. She leaves without another word. The silence that follows is suffocating. Seo-jin looks at Nari. My grandmother doesn't give second chances. Consider this your first. I didn't ask for a first chance. And yet, here you are. He stands, offering his hand to help her up. She doesn't take it, but she stands on her own. Because if she's going to survive this nightmare, she'll do it on her terms. The study overlooks the sea. Nari stands at the window, watching waves crash against rocks below. It's the first time she's been alone since waking up in that bed. Seo-jin gave her space after breakfast, but now he's back, carrying folders thick with documents. He sets them on the desk. You need to see this. She doesn't turn around. I don't need to see anything. I need to go home. You don't have a home anymore. The words hit harder than they should. My apartment was cleared out this morning. Your landlord was paid off. Your neighbors were told you moved abroad. As far as Seoul is concerned, you don't exist anymore. She spins around. You can't just erase me. I didn't. Your cousin did. She made sure there was nothing for you to go back to. Nari's hands shake. You're lying. I wish I was. He opens the first folder. Photos spill out. Her apartment. Empty. Furniture gone. Walls bare. Like she never lived there at all. Her knees weaken, but she locks them. Refuses to fall. Why would she do that? Because loose ends get people killed. She made sure you couldn't run back to your old life. She made sure you'd have no choice but to stay here. Nari sinks into the chair, staring at the photos. Everything she owned. Gone. Seo-jin opens another folder. These are the clans. Every faction that has a say in whether you live or die. She looks at the faces staring back at her from the photos. Men in expensive suits. Women with cold eyes. Names written in red ink underneath. The Young clan. The Baek clan. The Moon Syndicate. The Choi family. Seo-jin points to each one. They all want to know how you ended up with me. They all think it's a power play. It wasn't. They don't care about the truth. They care about what it looks like. He sits across from her, leaning forward. Are you planning to run? She doesn't answer. If you run, I will drag you back only to keep you alive. The others will not show such restraint. Her voice comes out quiet, bitter. So, I'm a prisoner. You're alive. Start there. She wants to throw the folders at him, wants to scream that this isn't fair, that she didn't ask for any of this, that he has no right to keep her here. But she knows it won't change anything. Instead, she starts reading. Every name, every face, every alliance and rivalry written in the margins. Hours pass. Seojin watches her, silent. She memorizes territories, reads about old betrayals, learns which clans hate each other and which ones pretend to be friends while sharpening knives behind their backs. She's exhausted, overwhelmed, but she reads every page twice. Because if she's going to survive this, she won't do it ignorant. The door bursts open. A man in a suit, one of Seojin's lieutenants, rushes in, breathing hard. "Sir, Paolo Jin is demanding a hearing." Nari's stomach drops. Paolo Jin. The name is on one of the pages she just read. The man she was originally supposed to stand in for a bride at his ceremony. The man who paid Sena to deliver a substitute. Seojin's expression hardens. When? Tomorrow. Before the full council. What's he claiming? That the union is invalid. That you orchestrated the switch to outmaneuver his clan. He's rallying support to strip you of your territories. The room goes silent. Nari's heart pounds. Why does this involve me? Seojin looks at her, and for the first time she sees something like worry in his eyes. Because you're the proof. Proof of what? That his clan was betrayed, that someone chose me over him, that he was outmaneuvered. He stands jaw tight. He wants war, and you're the spark. Nari's hands go cold. So what happens tomorrow? You face Paolo before the council. You answer his accusations. You defend yourself. And if I can't, then the marriage is annulled, and you're executed for fraud. Her breath stops. Seojin moves to the door, then pauses. Tomorrow, every word you say will either save your life or end it. Speak carefully. Live carefully. The door closes. Nari sits alone, staring at Paolo Jin's photo. Tomorrow, she faces the man whose ceremony she ruined without even knowing it. Tomorrow, she fights for her life. The council hall feels like walking into an execution chamber. Every seat is filled. Clan leaders, elders, guards standing at attention with guns visible under their jackets. The air is thick with tension and the smell of expensive cigars. And sitting directly across from where Nari will stand is Paolo Jin. He's younger than she expected, handsome in a dangerous way, but his eyes burn with rage barely held in check. Seojin walks beside her, his hand hovering near her back but not touching. She's wearing a traditional hanbok cheongsuk provided, elegant, expensive, the kind of thing that makes her look like she belongs here. She doesn't feel like she belongs here. Every eye in the room tracks her movement. She sits beside Seojin at the table reserved for them. Her hands shake under the table, but she keeps her face calm. The head elder, an ancient man with a voice like gravel, slams his cane on the floor. We are here to address the claim brought by Paolo Jin of the Jin Syndicate. Speak. Paolo rises, and the room goes silent. That woman, he points at Nari, was purchased by my family, prepared for my ceremony, rehearsed for weeks. She was supposed to stand beside me as a symbolic bride before being released. Instead, she disappeared into Yoon Seojin's suite and claimed a marriage that was never meant to happen. Murmurs ripple through the hall. Nari's heart hammers, but she doesn't look away. Paolo slams his hand on the table. She is a liar, a deceiver. And Seojin used her to humiliate my clan and steal the alliance that was promised to us. The accusations hang in the air like smoke. The elder turns to Nari. Speak, bride of Seojin. Defend yourself. She stands. Her legs feel like water, but she locks her knees. I was not purchased. Her voice is quieter than she wants, but it carries. I was betrayed. More murmurs, louder this time. Paolo's face twists. You lie. You drugged yourself. You planned this. Nari's anger ignites. If I planned this, why did I wake up in another man's bed? Why did your guards never look for me when I disappeared? Why did your bride, your real bride, never show up while I bled on sheets meant for someone else's alliance? The room goes dead silent. Paolo's jaw tightens. Nari steps forward, voice stronger now. I didn't enter his suite by choice. I didn't ask for his ring. But I'm the one bearing consequences while my cousin and your missing bride both fled. She looks around the room, meeting the eyes of clan leaders who were ready to condemn her. I was unconscious, carried into that room. I woke up married to a man I never met. And now I'm standing here answering for a crime I never committed. Her voice cracks slightly, not from weakness, but from the weight of truth. If you've ever had to answer for a crime you never committed, you know this feeling. You know why I can't stand here alone. The emotion in the room shifts. She sees it in their faces. Some soften, some lean back. Some look at Paolo differently now, because she's not just defending herself. She's exposing the holes in his story. Paolo's face burns red. She's manipulating you. She's telling the truth. Seojin stands, his voice cutting through the hall like a blade. I have security footage of her being carried into the building unconscious. I have medical records proving she was drugged, and I have bank transfers showing payment to her cousin from a shell company linked to the Beck clan. The room erupts, elders shouting, clan leaders arguing, Paolo trying to speak over the chaos. The head elder slams his cane again. Silence. The hall goes quiet. He looks at Paolo. Do you have evidence she entered willingly? Paolo's mouth opens, closes, opens again. She must have. Do you have evidence? No, but then your claim is speculation. The elder turns to the other council members. We will vote. Nari's heart stops. This is it. Her life decided by a show of hands. The elder raises his cane. All in favor of annulling the marriage and charging the bride with fraud? 3 hands rise. Only 3. All in favor of upholding the marriage and dismissing the charges? The rest of the hands go up, nearly unanimous. Nari's knees almost give out. The elder slams his cane. The marriage stands. Paolo Jin, your claim is dismissed. Paolo shoots to his feet. This is dismissed. The elder's voice is final. Guards move toward Paolo. He glares at Nari with pure hatred before storming out, his clan members following. The hall begins to empty. Nari stands there, shaking, barely able to process what just happened. She won. She actually won. Seojin touches her elbow gently. We need to leave. She nods but doesn't move. Can't move. For the first time since waking up in that bed, she feels something other than fear. Power. Not over others. Over herself. Outside the hall, Seojin stops her. You did more than defend yourself today. You shifted the balance. She looks at him. Really looks at him. What happens now? Now? He almost smiles. Now you become the wife everyone thinks you already are. And if I don't want to? Then you'll die trying to be anything else. She knows he's right, but for the first time, she's not terrified of that truth. She's ready to face it. 3 days after, the council hearing, Chung-suk summons Nari to a private room. It's early. Too early. The sun hasn't even risen yet. Nari walks in to find the matriarch sitting at a low table, tea already poured. Sit. Nari sits. Chung-suk studies her for a long moment. You survived the council. That was luck. What comes next requires skill. What comes next? Learning to be the woman everyone now believes you are. Nari's jaw tightens. I don't want to be that woman. Then you will die as the woman you were. Chung-suk sips her tea. The clans are watching. They saw you defend yourself. Some were impressed, others were threatened. Both groups are dangerous. You need to learn how to navigate them. I don't know how. Then I will teach you. And she does. For hours every morning, Chung-suk drills Nari on political etiquette, how to bow to different ranks, how to read a room in seconds, how to speak without saying anything, how to listen for lies hidden in compliments. Nari hates it at first. She argues, pushes back, refuses to play games she never asked to be part of. But Chung-suk is relentless. "You think this is a game?" the old woman snaps one morning. "This is survival. Every word you speak, every gesture you make, they're all being analyzed. One wrong move and you give your enemies the weapon they need to destroy you. Let them try. They will. And if you're not ready, they will succeed." Something in Chung-suk's voice makes Nari stop arguing. She starts paying attention. Really paying attention. In the afternoons, Seo-jin takes over. He shows her the operations, supply routes, legitimate businesses that cover illegal ones, alliances that exist only on paper, enemies that smile in public and sharpen knives in private. Nari absorbs everything. She asks questions, challenges assumptions, points out weaknesses others missed. Seo-jin watches her with something between surprise and caution. "You're learning fast," he says one evening. "I learn or I die. That's what you told me. And you believed me. I had no choice." He's quiet for a moment. "You always have a choice, Nari." "Do I?" She turns to face him. "Because from where I'm standing, every door is locked. Then stop looking for doors. Start building your own." The words hit differently than she expects. Meanwhile, rumors spread through Seoul's underground. Some say she seduced Seo-jin. Others claim she bewitched him. A few whisper that he forced her into marriage and she's playing along to survive. Nari hears every rumor, and she starts to understand something crucial. Perception is a weapon, and she needs to sharpen hers before others use theirs against her. One night, thunder rolls across the sky. Rain hammers the windows. Nari finds Seo-jin in his office, staring at maps spread across his desk. She doesn't knock, just walks in. "You could have refused the elders," she says. He doesn't look up. "You would have died. You could have protected me without marrying me." No. He finally meets her eyes. "Not in this world? Why not?" "Because protection without binding is temporary. The moment I looked away, someone would have taken you. The ring," he gestures to her hand, "makes you untouchable. It tells every clan that harming you means war with me." She stares at the ring. The weight of it feels different now. Not like a chain, like armor. "You didn't have to do that," she whispers. "Yes, I did." "Why?" He's silent for too long. Then he says, "Because you didn't deserve what happened to you. And I had the power to stop what would happen next." The honesty in his voice disarms her. She sits across from him, studying the maps. "Teach me." "I am teaching you." "No. Teach me everything. The routes, the contacts, the threats, all of it." "Why?" "Because if I'm trapped in this world, I won't be helpless in it." Something shifts in his expression. Respect, maybe, or recognition. He starts talking, and she starts learning. Weeks pass. Nari attends strategy meetings. She corrects details others miss. She speaks up when plans have holes. She learns faces, names, grudges, fears. She stops asking permission. She starts making decisions. The clan members notice. Some are impressed. Others are worried. Seo-jin's lieutenants start coming to her with questions. At first, she deflects to Seo-jin, but eventually she answers them herself, and they listen. Late one night, she stands in front of a mirror in her room. The woman staring back isn't the girl who woke up terrified in silk sheets. This woman's eyes are harder, sharper. Her posture is different. Shoulders back, chin up, hands steady. Nari whispers to her reflection, "If I must become dangerous, then let me learn fully." The woman in the mirror doesn't look away. The threat starts small. A dead rat left at the front gate with a note. Wrong bride, wrong life. Seo-jin's guards increase. Nari barely leaves the fortress. Then the threats get bigger. Paulo Jin is gathering allies. Word spreads through the underground. He's convinced other clans that Seojin's marriage is a power grab that threatens everyone. He's calling for a vote to strip Seojin of his territories. Nari hears the reports in strategy meetings. She sees the tension in Seojin's jaw. "He won't stop," one of the lieutenants says. "He wants blood." "Then we give him a reason to back down," Seojin replies. But backing down isn't in Paolo's nature. 2 weeks after the council hearing, new information arrives. Sena, Nari's cousin, has returned to Korea. Nari's heart stops when she hears the name. "Where?" Her voice is ice. "Under protection," Seojin says carefully. "A foreign syndicate is housing her." "Which one?" "The Zhao family. Chinese. They're using her as leverage." "Leverage for what?" "Information. About us. About the clans. She's selling everything she knows to the highest bidder." Nari's hands curl into fists. "I want to see her." "Not yet." "Why not?" "Because you'll kill her. And that will start a war we can't afford." Nari wants to argue, wants to scream that Sena deserves worse than death. But she knows he's right. 3 nights later, everything changes. Nari is returning to the penthouse after a meeting with Chung Suk. It's late. The hallways are quiet. Guards escort her, but the walk is routine now. That's when the figure steps out of the shadows. Masked, fast, a blade catching the light. Nari doesn't think. She moves. Years of running from debt collectors taught her how to dodge. She ducks under the first swing, stumbles backward. The attacker lunges again. One of the guards tackles him. 2 more rush in. The attacker goes down hard, blade clattering across the floor. Nari stands frozen, heart hammering, staring at the knife that was meant for her throat. Seojin arrives seconds later. He takes one look at the scene and his expression goes cold. "Interrogate him," he orders. "Find out who sent him." The guards drag the attacker away. Seojin turns to Nari. "Are you hurt?" She shakes her head. Can't speak. He guides her back to the penthouse, hand on her back, tense silence between them. Inside, she finally finds her voice. "You said I'd be safe. I said you'd be protected. There's a difference." "What difference?" Her voice rises. "Someone just tried to kill me. And my guard stopped them. That's protection." "It's not enough." "Then what do you want me to do?" "Teach me to fight back." The words hang in the air. Seojin studies her. "You want combat training." "I want to stop being a target." Her hands shake. "I want to stop waiting for the next attack. I want," her voice cracks, "I want to feel like I have some control." He's quiet for a long moment, then he nods. "I'll arrange it." "When?" "Tomorrow." True to his word, training starts the next morning. It's brutal, exhausting, every muscle screams. But Nari doesn't quit. She learns how to throw a punch, how to break a hold, how to use someone's weight against them. She trains until her hands bleed, until her legs give out, until she can barely stand. But she keeps going, because every drop of sweat is a step away from helplessness. Late one night, she's in the training room alone, hitting the bag over and over, knuckles raw, breathing hard. Seojin appears in the doorway. "You should rest. I should have learned this years ago. You're learning now." She hits the bag again, harder. "Sena did this to me. Paolo wants me dead, and I'm supposed to just, what? Wait? Hope? Pray someone else protects me? No." Seojin walks closer. "You're supposed to become strong enough that they think twice before trying." She looks at him, sweat dripping down her face. "Then that's what I'll do." He almost smiles. "I believe you." She turns back to the bag, whispers to herself, "No one will ever use me again." And she means it. The second hearing is worse than the first. Paolo doesn't just bring accusations this time. He brings evidence, documents, photos, testimonies from people claiming they saw Nari planning the switch. All of it fabricated, but it looks real enough to plant doubt. The council hall is packed. More clans than before, more eyes, more judgment. Nari walks in beside Seojin, and this time she's not trembling. She's angry. Paolo stands, pointing at her like she's a criminal. This woman orchestrated everything. She and Seojin plotted to steal the alliance meant for my family. I have proof. He slams the documents on the table. The head elder examines them, frowns. These are serious allegations. Seojin's jaw tightens. They're lies. Then prove it. Paolo sneers. The room waits. Nari doesn't wait for Seojin to defend her. She stands. May I speak? The elder nods. She steps forward, looking directly at Paolo. You claim I orchestrated this marriage, that I planned to trap Seojin and steal your alliance. Yes. Then answer me this. Her voice is calm, cold. If I wanted to trap a mafia boss, why would I come unconscious? Silence. If I planned this marriage, why would I need to be drugged and carried into his room? Why would I wake up confused, terrified, with no memory of how I got there? Paolo's face hardens. You're lying. I have medical records proving I was drugged. You have documents anyone can fake. She turns to the council. He's desperate. He lost the alliance, lost face in front of the clans, and now he's trying to destroy me because he can't accept that his own bride abandoned him. Gasps ripple through the hall. Paolo's face goes red. You have no proof. I have the truth. Nari's voice rises. Your bride never showed up because she didn't want you. My cousin sold me because she saw an opportunity. And you're standing here blaming me for a situation I never created. She steps closer to him. You want someone to pay? Go after the people who actually betrayed you, not the woman who became collateral damage. The room erupts in murmurs. Paolo slams his fist on the table. She's manipulating you. Can't you see? We see clearly. The head elder interrupts, and what we see is a man unable to accept defeat. Paolo opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. The elder turns to Nari. You have defended yourself twice now, both times with honor. The council recognizes your marriage as legitimate. These charges are dismissed. Paolo explodes. This is final. The elder's voice cuts through the hall. Leave, Paolo Jin, before you embarrass yourself further. Guards move toward him. Paolo glares at Nari with pure hatred before storming out, his remaining supporters following. The hall empties slowly. Nari stands there, breathing hard, adrenaline still pumping. She won. Again. But this time feels different. This time she wasn't just defending herself. She was claiming power. Outside the hall, Seojin stops her. You didn't need my help in there. No, I didn't. He studies her face. You've changed. I had to. You didn't just change. You chose to. His voice is quiet. There's a difference. She looks at him. Really, looks at him and sees something she didn't expect. Respect. Maybe something more. What happens now? She asks. Now you decide who you want to be. I already decided. I'm the woman who won't be used again. And your place in this world? She's quiet for a moment. Then she says, my place is where I choose to stand, not where I was forced to fall. Something shifts between them, an understanding, a recognition of equals. They walk back to the fortress in silence, but it's not uncomfortable anymore. It's the silence of two people who finally understand each other. That night, Neri stands on the balcony overlooking the city. The lights stretch forever, hiding thousands of stories she'll never know. Seojin joins her, doesn't say anything, just stands beside her. I hated you, she says quietly. For weeks I hated you. I know. I don't anymore. He turns to her. Why not? Because I understand now. You didn't trap me. You gave me a chance to survive long enough to become something more. The wind picks up. Rain starts falling. Neither of them moves. What do you want, Nari? His voice is barely above a whisper. She meets his eyes. I want to stop being afraid. I want to matter. I want people to think twice before trying to destroy me. Then stand with me. It's not a command. It's an offer. She doesn't step away. For the first time since waking up in his bed, she steps closer. On my terms, she says. On your terms. The rain falls harder. The city blurs beneath them. And for the first time, Nari feels like she's exactly where she's supposed to be. Not because someone forced her, because she chose it. 2 months later, Nari walks into a clan meeting alone. Not beside Seojin, not behind him. Alone. The room goes quiet when she enters. She takes the seat marked for the Yoon family representative. The elders stare, some with surprise, others with disapproval. Where is Seojin? One of them asks. Handling business in Busan, Nari replies calmly. I'm here in his place. You have no authority. I have his authority, and his grandmother's approval. Unless you want to challenge both? She meets his eyes without flinching. The elder backs down. The meeting begins. Nari doesn't just sit quietly. She speaks, asks questions, points out flaws in proposed agreements, suggests alternatives no one considered. By the end, 3 clans have changed their votes based on her input. When she leaves, the whispers start. But they're different now. Not who is she anymore. She's dangerous. And they're right. Over the next weeks, Nari makes moves that reshape the power structure. She meets with territory leaders Seojin never trusted, builds bridges others burned. She studies old clan codes and finds loopholes that benefit the Yoon family. She doesn't ask Seojin for permission anymore. She tells him her decisions, and he listens. One afternoon, Chung-suk summons her to the tea room. You've grown bold, the matriarch says. You told me to be feared. I told you to learn. You've gone beyond learning. Chung-suk pours tea. You're rewriting rules now. Rules that needed rewriting. Be careful, child. Power gained quickly is power lost quickly. Then I'll make sure mine has roots. Chung-suk actually smiles. You remind me of myself at your age. Is that a compliment or a warning? Both. 3 weeks later, Nari gets the message she's been waiting for. Sena has been located. She's hiding in a small apartment in Gangnam, protected by the Zhao family but running out of money, running out of options. Nari goes alone. Seojin tries to stop her. This is a mistake. It's necessary. She betrayed you. You don't owe her closure. I don't want closure. I want her to see who I became despite what she did. He lets her go. The apartment is cheap, run down, nothing like the life Sena promised herself when she sold Nari. Nari doesn't knock. She walks in. Sena is sitting on the couch, looking thin, tired, scared. When she sees Nari, her face goes white. Nari, don't. Nari's voice is ice. Don't say my name like we're family. I'm sorry, I didn't know. You knew exactly what you were doing. You just didn't care. Sena's eyes fill with tears. They offered so much money. I thought you could sell me and live the good life. Nari steps closer. How's that working out? Sena breaks down. Please, I'm sorry. I'll do anything. You already did everything. You gave me to monsters and disappeared. Nari crouches in front of her. But here's the thing. Those monsters, they made me stronger than you'll ever be. She stands. I'm not here to forgive you. I'm here so you understand. I survived. I thrived. And you're the reason I learned how. She walks to the door, pauses. Don't come back to Seoul. If I see you again, Seojin won't be able to stop me. She leaves without looking back. The next day is the Winter Council meeting, the biggest gathering of the year. Every clan, every syndicate, every power player in Korea's underworld. Nari walks in beside Seojin, not behind him, not ahead of him, beside him. 2 wolves instead of 1. The elders nod in respect. The clan leaders watch her carefully. Even Paolo, sitting in the back defeated, doesn't meet her eyes. As they take their seats, Nari feels it fully for the first time. Power. Not the kind given to her, the kind she built herself. If you've walked this far with her, you know this is just the beginning. Her next steps will shake the world she never asked to enter. Stay with her. The doors close behind them. Nari Seojin has arrived, and the clans will never be the same.